What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Elude, Stalwart playing World of Warcraft. Psych! This is Life is Feudal, folks. We're playing Life is Feudal, the MMO. It's currently in an open beta state, and I just wanted to show you guys what I'm up to. Yesterday, I gave you a little peek at kind of my progression into my path and what I was trying to accomplish in alchemy and leveling swordsman. That's probably pretty much going to be the same thing today. I'll tend my garden and kind of tell you guys what's up and how I feel about things. And I'm actually, before I lose your attention, want to tease something that's going to be coming tomorrow and possibly Friday. So just keep an eye on the channel. There's some new stuff that's going to be happening. I was thinking about every Thursday doing a quote-unquote throwback Thursday, and maybe try some retro games and share my experiences in some of the old NES and SNES and Sega, like Saturn, and whatever your poison is, if you were to pick one whenever you were growing up, and like those kind of old console games that we used to play, and kind of just give you guys a little background of like where I'm coming from in the gaming world. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. I'm thinking Zelda: A Link to the Past probably to kick things off, and I got my son introduced to that, and he played it for a little bit, but I think I kind of want to show him what progress in that game looks like, because it's pretty exciting once you get the ball rolling in that thing. And then I was thinking maybe my 14-year-old showed me a game yesterday, and I was thinking I'll probably do a Freaky Friday and kind of show you what he's into. There's this game called Osu exclamation mark, and it's kind of like a Dance Dance Revolution, but for your mouse and keyboard. I thought that would be kind of fun to just kind of show you guys me stumbling around and failing at a skill check game. So definitely keep an eye on the channel, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you're interested in seeing anything like that. And be prepared to welcome in new members to the community if this has the effect on the channel that I think it will. So I try to do everything with kind of reason and logic, and I try to really think about things that I'm doing with the channel and what could result. But here it looks like it's nighttime as we logged in. I think we'll get straight into some Life is Feudal. It looks like my hunger, or my stamina rather, is taking quite a hit. Yesterday I was leveling these practice swords. This is what I want to do. Oh, yes. So one of the things I realized while I was leveling alchemy, part of the reason why I want to level alchemy is, or one of the benefits of leveling alchemy, is these practice swords and ranking on up to the lightsabers and I think the Nordic swords and these type of weapons like this. If I level up my equipment maintain, I need to get it to rank or skill 90 in order to be able to apply poisons that my alchemy creates. So yeah, I'm gonna be kind of like a rogue healer, I guess, like a cleric, but like, I don't know, I think it's called a shadow priest, but I'm not sure if the poisons count as that. I'm kind of chatting with Pink Rose on the side. Pink Rose, what's up, Pink Rose? Good morning. Says, I got smelting to 60 and can do armor smith and forging right now. Awesome. I think Ma will be happy to hear that. Sounds like he's got a plan for what that prof can do for our lil group. I don't know if I fudged up the typing on that because I can't really see what I'm typing there, so apologies, Pink Rose, for my transgressions against your eyeballs. Sounds like we got movement over here on the right hand side. This is my 3 o'clock. We got bogeys on my 3. Oh, is this Pink Rose? Is that Pink Rose? Oh, this is Tigbit. Hey, what's up? Let me see. It is my honor. Where's my... I don't have emotes listed for some reason. My bar has changed a little bit for some reason. So I was going to say hi, but now I need to drag all of my abilities down in order to do so. So let me find out where that is first of all. I think it's general actions. Here we are. So those of you just starting out in this game, if you wonder how people are doing emotes, this is stay away from gloom and Lindehe. This thing here, I think that's the coup de grace or the suicide button. Don't drag that to your bar unless you're sure what you're going to do with it. I'm going to do courtesy. 1. I'm going to say approval. Let's do indication. Let's see. Dance can be here at the end. And laughter can be kind of at the... we'll put laughter right here because I'm kind of a happy guy. Honor. It is my honor. I usually do my honor quite a bit. I think I'll put that on that one. And then we'll put indication further off over in this direction, maybe by dance. I'm trying to put these down in the order that I used them. Welcome is a good one. And I know there's more than that. I don't see them all, though. What's going on here? Either the UI is being wonky or I'm missing something. Maybe it's this. Piety. Prayer for homecoming, praise God. Mentoring? It has to be general actions, right? Approve. Here's approve. Am I mistaken in thinking that these are kind of changing? Disapprove. Okay, here we are. Disapprove. I guess I missed these. I was just looking at them. I can't believe I just didn't see these. Laughter. We like to laugh. Let's put some laughter. Right next to laughter, we'll put some, I don't know. I think we have to choose, but I think we'll put, what is it called? I've already forgotten the name. Provocation. Here we go. In case we need to provoke somebody. Alright, there we go. Long since past being able to greet and say hello, but that's okay. Now, after maintaining that broken axe, we gained equipment maintain increased to 1.5. So, just to explain a little bit, if I can level my equipment maintain by right-clicking these axes and maintaining equipment, you'll notice that the durability goes from 0 to 8.6 right now, up from 8.6 after the second maintain to 17.7. So the goal here is to maintain these axes from durability 0 up to the maximum durability allotted. So it goes from 0 to 132 once I start maintaining this practice axe. I think what happens is there's like a soft durability, which is the durability the weapon actually has, and then up to an amount of durability that it's capable on the hard cap of durability. Each time you maintain a weapon from 0 that's already been broken back up to repairing it, it's like it doesn't repair it as efficiently. So the weapon breaks a little bit more each time, so that maximum durability gets lower and lower each time you break the weapon. So what's cool is we got like 5 axes. So in the amount of time it takes for me to level up these 5 axes here, I'm hoping I get at least a little bit way up into equipment maintain, so I can get just a little bit closer into putting what poisons on my weapon. Even though, like, I realize from what I've seen in guides and stuff like that before, alchemy is kind of it's not the most, how can I explain it? Because I'm really not sure. Like just the I guess kind of inkling that I've gotten from the research that I've done on alchemy, of all the professions, like alchemy's one that's kind of, it's useful, it has utility, but I get a feeling or a sense that other professions are a lot more in demand if you have like a group that you're running with. Like I think people care more about other professions other than alchemy. Like I even got one guy that had told me whenever I told him I was going alchemy was like, I got a sense that he was like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should go, you know, do leveling your weapon skills or something instead. Like, that'll be much more beneficial in the long run. And I was like, kind of grain of salt because I'm still new. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know, I don't know that guy's background or experience in the game. He seemed like he was pretty well versed, but I'm still kind of hard-headed. I want to see it for myself and understand why it's being given this kind of reputation. But one of the downsides from what I can see so far with alchemy is, for example, if I put a poison on these practice axes or this sword, it will be on that weapon until it's applied to the enemy. Now, if I were to go ahead and swing it, I got crazy pubes here. Hell, I'm glad to welcome you. It is my honor. It is my honor. So if I were to swing at somebody with a weapon that has poisoned on it, it can apply that poison to the enemy. And if the enemy has an antidote, then he can quickly remove it. And then it takes like a 1.5 second cast in order to apply it again, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, in the middle of combat, I don't see a person applying and reapplying poison very often, unless you've got like some kind of a front or a defensive position that you can go and hide behind. So it's kind of like each time you go into combat, you got that one chance to apply a poison to, like, I would think of it as a high priority target. So I would find the most dangerous person, possibly their healer or somebody that looks like they're kind of like doing combat medic type stuff, and I'd probably go try to poison that person. Of course, those people can counter that by having that antidote, and then I would have to run back, reapply poison, and then run out and try to hit them again. And I think certain armors and stuff have resistances to poison as well. So there's all these reasons to not really be focused on maintaining my equipment and applying poison. But I'm pretty hard-headed, like I was saying before, and I kind of got this idea that I want to see come to fruition. So I will very much be working towards that in the interim while we're all leveling our skills and stuff. I think it's this barrel that has the food. Yeah. Okay, so I was kind of tracking a few things at once there, so I got a little distracted. I'm trying to get this food. I think the 4 complexity is what I want, but all I'm seeing is a lot of 3 complexity. Here's a 4 complexity, but if that's the only one, I don't know if that's what I want. I'll probably just go ahead and be happy with the 3 complexity, the codfish. Now, we're going to maintain our garden, because that's our actual job that helps out the people around us. And we'll gather, and we'll see what we got. This is from yesterday's planting. Y'all saw that in the last video. I'll take the smallest of the stacks, because that's usually the highest quality, and I'll put that back in and come back and replant that later. And I'll just pretty much rinse and repeat. Pink Rose said, What's up, Pink Rose? Good morning. How's it going? I'm just doing my garden. I figured out how to maintain my equipment so I can eventually apply poisons to my weapons. And I think what's cool about that is I might be able to do that for other people as well. So if anybody else has a weapon that's capable of applying a poison, then I'll probably be doing that and passing it off to them if that's something they'll be interested in. Pink Rose says, I'll be going out, but I'll see you later if you're on. Okay. As far as I could tell, I'll probably be on, but this game's very hard for me to sit and play for a very long period of time, as I'm beginning to discover, because you get to a point to where it's just like there's not really very much else you can do unless there's like some big event like happening. Like, I went out on a couple hunts. Those are kind of meh because I'm kind of useless out in those hunts, so like I care less about that. But I mean, it's still kind of interesting to kind of see the world around me. But I mean, I kind of get demoralized because I look at like all of the stuff that I kind of missed out on in this server with all the terraforming and stuff and the remnants of civilizations that have long since passed. So like, there's not really much for me to do out there. But yeah, after doing my little skills, I think of this like, I don't know if anyone's ever played like a game like Farmville. Like I honestly haven't really played a game like Farmville, but there there's this like maybe even Castle Crush. I forget the name of these types of games, but you log in and you do your little maintenance and upkeep items, and then you're pretty much done. You can still go find stuff to get into and get into trouble and stuff like that, but there's not really very much more reward after you've done the thing that you're primarily focused on, and that's kind of how I feel about it so far. And maybe that's just because this is pre-patch and this is just the state of the game at the current moment. But I'm hoping that all of this preparation isn't for naught whenever that patch 0.0.2.0 comes out. I've been thinking about streaming WoW again, but I don't know if I will because I tried to play this morning. All I did was an island expedition. The two things that I'm most into in WoW right now is these Battle for the Dark Shore and Warfronts, and I only like those for the purpose of gearing my fresh level 120s. And I've recently leveled Thor to max my enhancement shaman, and after I maxed him out, I leveled him to 120 with the intention of jumping directly into some of the Warfronts and Battle for Darkshore scenarios, but they've not been active whenever I've been logging in. So I've kind of missed the most recent one, and I think the one that I could have ran, I needed a higher item level for, so I ran like Island Expedition instead. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, I'm not in a raiding guild, and I haven't really been doing very many mythics or anything like that, so the game's kind of in a meh state for me. I think that's why I'm going to be trying to do these Throwback Thursdays and stuff like that, because I kind of want to go out and explore different games and revisit games like Life is Feudal here and kind of see what the state of them are after all this time I've had them parked. One of the ones that I was looking at recently was Diablo 3 as well. I went back and checked on Diablo 3 to kind of see what was going on, and I was kind of excited to see that I still don't know anything about that game. The most I progressed is I got a monk that's up to level 50 in Diablo 3. But other than that, like, you know, I want to keep the channel active, and I want to do interesting things that I care about, like, you know, actually getting involved in. And so far, Life is Feudal is my best bet. It's the thing that I've been most intrigued with lately. And that's really just because of the hype of the new upcoming patch and the prospect of players potentially returning to the game that haven't been, you know, kind of around for a while. But also, like, the map's going to be wiped clean. One of the biggest problems with the MMO I've seen so far is just the vacancy and how this map has looked kind of you know, pretty much dead and already like conquered. And the idea that we're going to have a completely fresh map that nobody has seen is kind of intriguing to me. But yeah, so that's pretty much those things that I wanted to cover as far as channel updates and what I've been up to and everything like that. And now I think we're just going to do our job in this game and maintain our garden. Now, we got all these herbs and stuff here gathered, which is good. Now I'm going to store those inside this inventory because that's where I've been keeping them. I'm going to double check, make sure nothing's above bronze quality. Doesn't look like anything is. So since everything's about bronze quality, I'm just going to stack all the stacks, thus reducing the higher quality items that I have to the average of the higher and the lower qualities. You don't ever want to combine stacks if you have something that's a really high quality, because it'll just average out the higher and the lower quality items. Okay, we'll plop all these in. That item will not fit. There is not enough space. Okay, so I've maxed out the inventory of this. So we're going to use these other items here. Actually, there's some other junk sitting in here from the looks of it. Let me take this stuff out, because this is not what this stuff is for. Okay, yeah. These look like the catalysts and glowing urine. Okay. So we have catalysts, and as I'm getting to be higher level in alchemy, I need to start combining herbs with my mortar and pestle with more herbs of the same type, and also these catalysts in order to create cocktails. That's a part of the game I'm still gonna have to be like a little bit careful with, because I'm not quite sure kind of the process behind that stuff yet. Like, I got a general idea. It's like grab 3 herbs of the same kind of type and then smash them together with some of these catalysts. And there's organic catalysts and there's mineral catalysts. So I have to figure out which herbs pair with which catalysts so I can create cocktails. At least that's my understanding, and I still got to kind of review what it takes to get that process going. Okay, all my little crates here are getting maxed out. I don't think I could fit very much in anything else. So the rest of this stuff, I guess, is going up into my bedroom. So I got like, hold on, one more thing. Yeah, no, okay, so this doesn't have its own inventory. So I got like my herbs kind of in 1, 2, 3 different places. This bark box being one. These are the herbs I'm just replanting here. This box, these 2 boxes in here, along with the dung that I'm using, and then also up in my bedroom. So I'll have to take the rest of these into my bedroom. I think I have, yeah, I got enough inventory space for water. So I'm going to start drawing some water from this well. And the idea is that I get 200 water, or 210 water rather. Before I do that, I need to replenish my hunger, and I remember I do have a water inside of my shop here. So let me go grab that water from the shop. Open door. Look in inventory. There's the water. I drew 1 extra yesterday, so I just stored it there for the time being. Now today I can go ahead and use that. I think each water weighs 1 stone of weight. I think that's the unit of measurement for the weight in this game. Alright, so grab that. Now we need to get 210 more. Well, 205 more. 204 and 3, 202. Here we go. You'll notice that my hunger goes down quite rapidly when I'm doing an action like this, so I actually need to re-eat. And the purpose of food and hunger is to get this food quality multiplier up. So now that that's up, we can draw water. And again, I may have mentioned this yesterday, the higher your food quality is, the higher that multiplier becomes. Like, I think it was a 3.9 for me just now. So I'm getting each skill multiplied by that 3.9 since I'm pretty well fed, and thus leveling my skill and general actions faster. Which general actions doesn't really, like, I don't think it means anything. I don't think it's used for anything right now. I'm leveling this. Resting efficiency. So general actions will help my resting efficiency, which means recovering stamina by replenishing hunger, I guess, more efficiently. Instead of when I rest, my hunger getting nuked by the fact that I'm resting. I guess the higher my general actions is, the slower my hunger depletes while I'm resting. It says, can perform general actions, can properly rest to recuperate hard stamina and soft HP. Gloomlindy, or Gloom's Smile, I think that's the suicide. Ritual suicide, yeah, executed by cutting the throat from one ear to the other, done by a one-handed sword or knife. Usually such an action does not have any meaning, nor has it any cause. However, myths tell that this act really pleases Gloom, the god of mean jokes. I think that's the guy that I'm actually working towards getting more favor with. I remember whenever I was smashing herbs together with my mortar and pestle, I was getting... It was the Gloom Jester, I think, was the deity I was pleasing by doing that. And I think this is a different guy than that. I don't know what the point in getting up your I guess reputation with this gloom smile guy. I don't know what it does, but that's a thing, I guess. Whenever I get general actions up to 30, like it is now, they have pretty much a dot dot dot, meaning I guess that's like a placeholder for things to be implemented. But I think they're actually scrapping this entire skill tree system completely and starting with the fresh one. I mean, there are skills that are carrying over when 0.2.0 drops, but I think they're going to clean up a lot of this stuff. The placeholders that it appears that they're not going to actually be using. We got some flavor text here. You stretch your numb and weary shoulders. You feel like dropping everything, but you're not accustomed to quitting halfway. So you get back to work. I see that one quite a bit. And I think that's reflecting the state of your hard stamina. Because usually when my hard stamina starts dropping quite a bit, I notice these things pop up. This one specifically I've seen a few times. Piety, a greater chance that your prayers will be heard by God, can safe return home, can praise gods with an alignment increase, and can be used once per day. So I need to remember to do that. After I get done with this, I'll probably do that and try to get my piety up to 10. Now, there is a way to kind of power level this. I'm not sure if it's still in the game, but I've seen a video that says that if you do your return to home, your prayer for homecoming, first you have to drop all the stuff out of your inventory into a chest somewhere, and then go stand on your bed or wherever you have your home set, and then just repetitively just pray for homecoming. Each time you do that prayer and your prayer is answered by returning you home, you get a little bit of a skill with your alignment or your piety, and you increase your alignment. So since you can only prayer or praise your God once a day, a workaround to increasing your piety is to constantly pray for homecoming. And I think the idea behind that really is, well, actually, that doesn't even make sense, because I was thinking praying for homecoming could be useful if you're out like farming animals and stuff and you want a quick way to get back to the house. But kind of the problem with that is you drop your inventory items whenever you do pray. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's good for scouting. Maybe you could go out and like look for resources and stuff and then pray for homecoming and get that alignment. And then you could kind of like make that prayer for homecoming less kind of grindy, exploity. Because praying for homecoming and that's like all your day consists of seems kind of like a whack way to spend your day. Like some people have this, it's like a program that runs scripts, and it'll actually click on the button for you. But the problem is you get confirmation dialogue. So you have to kind of like hack it a little bit by moving your action bar up in the middle of your screen where you want that thing to click. And then you put like the prayer for homecoming behind the OK button. And part of the choo-choo train. Bever Games says, Elude. What's up, Bever? How's it going, man? Buenos days. Good morning. Or I guess it's good evening for you. Good evening. How's it going, man? Have you been on at all in Life is Feudal lately? We really need somebody to be mining so I can get some mineral catalysts. Currently, we're getting organic catalysts from Miss Mez's farm. Mez is Sam's wife or Sam's significant other, and they're kind of like the team working in the background, making sure that our group can function whenever things start happening or when we need to get into anything. And yeah, I guess plowing the fields all day and working that farm yields a lot of our organic material. So I've been getting quite a bit of that. But one thing that we're missing that I kind of need for my professions is kind of mineral catalysts that you can only get from digging a hole or going out and mining and stuff. And since both of our miners aren't really playing the game very much right now, we're kind of like not getting that resource that we kind of need. But not to say that I actually need it, because all it's going to do is allow me to level my skill, which if people aren't logging in, there's really no point in having an alchemist to begin with, because I'm not like needing to go around band-aiding or mixing cocktails as much. But one thing I might consider is kind of getting in contact more with the higher-ups in the guild and trying to get them to fill in the blanks with the people that we need to kind of like complete our party. But I think we want to avoid doing that. But I'm not sure. Like I don't understand completely like the logic or the courtesies or I guess the etiquette in this game quite much yet. So like for whatever reason, we want to be as much self-dependent as possible. We don't want to create waves, I guess, by asking the guild for things. But yeah, I'm just leveling my stuff right now. Bever says, I'm coming. Which Discord are you? We have the Forge Marauders Discord, the Lenny's Discord whenever he's on Twitch, but we don't really use that to communicate in game. Right now, I'm not in Discord. I have the Stalwart Vanguard, but yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of leveling my skills right now. And I'll probably hop in Discord after I get done with this. But I wanted to give the stream an update and show at least some activity because I've kind of been off of the radar for quite a bit lately. And I'm trying to reintroduce streaming to my morning routine and schedule as well, so I can kind of get more consistent with it. I've tried doing Discord while I was streaming the past few days, but it sounds like shit having like all the Discord communication popping and crackling in the background, and I'm like, I don't want my stream to be associated with garbage audio, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I already have a busted ass mic that I've been using, and that's bad enough as it is, but you know, I try to do the best I can. Oh dear God. Did you hear something just now? What the hell was that? Is that a voice thing? Ah? What is that?
It is my honor.
Is there in-game comms? Is there a way to communicate in-game that I'm not aware of? Dun dun dun! Let me see. Audio options. What does she need help with? Was that her? Ah?
You frightened me.
What does she want? I didn't hear what she said. So you can hear us, but the stream don't? No, I'm not in Discord right now. That's what I don't understand. There must be an in-game comms. Here, let me go to local. Is there in-game proximity chat? Question mark? Maybe I'm going insane because I heard a voice just now. The gods above have heard my prayers. Blah, 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 blah. I want to find that out because if there is a proximity chat, I want to use it. Life is Feudal. MMO. Proximity chat? Question mark? Is there a voice chat in Life is Feudal MMO? Unfortunately, there's no voice comms. So who the fuck was just talking to me? I don't understand. Still, for your convenience, we've made official Life is Feudal Discord. Hello, ticket. So, how did I just hear something? Life is Feudal in-game voice. I am going insane, aren't I? Maybe it was just her character had said something? This game is great so far. Ideas that are amazing, but we need a voice chat. Maybe there was a voice-to-text thing with my stream? I'm not sure. I don't have anything that has voice, though. I would also text guy. She must have did an emote. Maybe she just did an emote because it sounded like her character was speaking. That's strange. Kind of weirded me out, though. I don't know what's going on. Alright, I lost my place. Let me get back to this. I'm just going to chalk it up to maybe she was doing an emote, and that's what I heard. I heard a female asking for help. Was that Mez's, Mez doing an emote? Question mark? I don't know why I'm typing in local. Nobody ever pays attention to it. But still, they'll probably see that eventually at some point. Alright, so I'm going to separate these out back into stacks. Yeah, that was weird. Voice acting in this game is kind of strange. My dude's all chivalrous and stuff. He's like, "It is my honor. You frightened me." And all that. And then when he starts praying, he's like, it's like, what the fuck? Alright, Bever. I'll hop into Discord probably after I shut the stream down. Because like I said earlier, man, the cracking and popping and all that stuff, it agitates me as well as makes the stream seem like even lesser or even more poor of a quality, which bothers me. But yeah, definitely if you stick around, I'll be talking to you probably shortly. I just want to show people a little bit of the grind they can expect in Life is Feudal, the MMO. If they're returning to the game, thinking about picking it up before this next patch, or what. Because one thing I do notice is, like, while I'm trying to do my research and stuff in the background while I'm playing this game, like, just to learn how to do simple things like how to split a stack like I'm doing right now, there's not very many resources out there. There's like 1 or 2 guys who was making videos like a year ago, and that's it. Like, and a lot of that stuff I think has been changed in the recent patches. So some of those systems, they still hold true, and you can still kind of use them at least for a starting point, but there are little quality of life features that have even been implemented in the game, like sorting. This idea here where you just push that button, you can sort by, you know, type or name, or by numbers in the stack, greater or lesser, quality, and then you can even push this button to see, like, oh, this is a platinum quality. Of course, it's white quality. I call it platinum because it's above gold, but I think you get what I mean. Like, these little things are different. So maybe if somebody's already played this before and they said, I hated the fact that you had to download add-ons, so I stopped playing the game, they can see this and be like, oh, they're actually trying to improve the UI, and maybe that could, you know, entice them into picking the game back up. At least that's how I kind of think in the back of my head a little bit. I mean, even if this is for naught, I'm enjoying it. You feel a sudden sting in the soft private part of your anatomy. You begin itching furiously, trying to reach and squash the revolting bloodsucker dining on your body. I always think whenever I see stuff like this, like, maybe I should be taking a bath in the game. Like, I don't even know if taking a bath is in the game, but I would like to be able to do something about this whenever I see these little flavor texts pop up. Because I don't want to be the guy walking around with fleas, you know what I mean? Like, we make a joke that the first person to read that they had that little flavor text out loud was Lenny, aka Legzo for Handos in the game. And we made a joke that since we live in that big house, you can kind of see it from here. That's where our bedrooms are. Actually, that's the keep. Our bedrooms are kind of on the other side of this hut over here. That house allows up to 30 people to occupy it. Or maybe it's more than that, but whenever I bound my home to that house, it said there was room enough for 30 more people. So we made the joke that every time we log in game, if that's our house, we all spawn in the last bed that was placed in the house. So it's like when you first log in, everybody's logging in starting out in that same bed. So it's as if we've all like 5 or 6 of us have piled up sleeping inside of that bed when we log out. And since Legzo Handos, Legs for Hands, since he was the first person to get that kind of text, we made the joke that he gave everybody crabs because we've been all sharing the same bed. So the reason why I have that popping up is because I got crabs from Lenny. So thanks a lot, Legs for Hands. Thanks for the crabs. I just wish I could get rid of them in some way. I am an alchemist. You frightened me. Where is it? You frightened me.
You frightened me.
Please don't kill me. I think he's about ready to start leveling his stuff there. shortly after I finish this garden, I'll be joining him with that most likely. Open the door. Let's get some manure. It didn't look like the quality of the crops that I got in return for the manure or for the bones that I was using there has really changed very much since... Oh, what the hell? It didn't look like the quality of the crops that I was harvesting just now, or the herbs that I was picking, has changed a whole lot from the bone meal that I started out with to the dung. So I think I'm just going to use dung or bone meal, whatever's available, and not really care about the yield or return as much, because honestly I'm not really using all these herbs for anything that we need currently. I'm just growing them so we have them. And I prefer going out and picking them myself more than I do tending this garden. So if it comes to a point where we need herbs, I'll be happy to just go out and pick them. Of course, this does eliminate a lot of that process, but I don't know. I mean, in 14 hours, the amount of crops that I get in return for planting and tending these little herb pots may outweigh in quality what I would get picking out in a field, but the sheer quantity that I can get from picking out in a field in 14 hours would far outweigh the quantity that I'm getting here. So I guess the gardens are more for quality and the field is more for quantity. It says, I have a strange emptiness inside. It appears to be in my stomach. Oh, to be back home again. Everyone used to have so much fun. Those feasts were so magnificent. No one would do any work for 3 days in a row. Everybody ate meat cooked in gigantic pots, drank heady ale, and sprinkled sacrificial blood all over the place. Ah, those halcyon days. Their memories so dear to one's heart. See, I like that. I like that little flavor text. Usually if you're doing something, like, you get that popping up. And all it reminds me of is like playing D&D back with my buddies in Iraq when we would have those 12-hour shifts. And we needed something to do to pass the time, because for a while we played WoW. For a long, like, few months we played World of Warcraft on shift. Imagine playing WoW as your job for 12 hours and, like, you know, getting paid for that. That's not like directly what was happening, but we played WoW and oops, sorry about that. See, this is also part of the reason why I need to get back into streaming, because I'll always do dumb shit like that where I'll leave a window open, or even worse, like do an entire stream with my mic muted. Like, there are worse things that I've done while I was streaming, and just trial and error like this is what keeps that from happening. You can tell if I'm into the game though. Like, if I'm into what I'm doing, I'll ignore that window and I won't even see that I have like something plastered over the stream. And also, like, I won't even notice that my voice is muted. Like, there's a little volume bar here that like bounces up and down like the equalizer while I'm talking. And if I don't see that registering, if I'm on it, if I'm like aware of what I'm doing while I'm streaming, then I'll toggle it off and be like, damn, I just muted myself. But yeah, this is also kind of training for me to get ready for the Throwback Thursdays, hashtag Throwback Thursdays, starting tomorrow. We're going to play Zelda, A Link to the Past. Have you ever heard of that, Bever? Have you ever played the NES, the SNES? Bever says, you should use mute. Okay, hold on. He says, then you should use mute so you can hear us, but the stream don't. You're going insane. I'm on Discord to let you know. Is there a large window? Oh, there is a large window open on your stream. Cool, Beaver. That's another thing, too. One of the things I got to get back used to doing is reading off chat or noticing that people are chatting. One thing, who is it? I debate on whether or not I want to call him Legs for Hands. I'll probably just go back to calling him Legs for Hands because that's the name of his Twitch stream. So those of you guys interested in another good streamer that want to check somebody out, first check Legs for Hands out. Also check out Ma Deeps. Ma Deeps, I don't know how much he streams or if he streams very often, but Legs for Hands has definitely streamed the past few days pretty consistently. So he might be worth your time if you want to check out another streamer that plays Jurassic Park, What else? I want to say Fallout, but I think Pink Rose has been playing Fallout. He also plays Life is Feudal. There are other streams. You'll see his schedule if he's not online right now, and the games that he plays on what days. But he's a little bit of a variety streamer, and he plays different games. But he's a pretty interesting personality if you just watch him while he's playing. Like some of the things he says about the stuff going on, I find pretty funny. So yeah, definitely check him out. But one thing that he had shared yesterday or the other day whenever I was in chat with him was this player.me. It's like a new, I don't know if it's new, but it's another streaming platform or streaming service for people that make content on YouTube or Twitch, or, you know, even player.me. I think it has its own platform for people to stream. It has like overlays and chat boxes and like different things like that you can add to spice up your stream. I think they also offer like the tip jars if you want to have like tip for your bits or whatever it is that your stream uses for currency. You can put that on screen so people can see it, and you can add effects and things like that. And also they have like communities, so I still have to check it out, but it seemed pretty interesting. And yeah, Legs for Hands was pointing me towards that. I think that's what he uses. Alright, so my garden is planted. Now, I'm done with that. Let's make sure our inventory, it's kind of in an okay state. We need to go drop some stuff off in the handy dandy storage space up in my bedroom. There's like people running around here that I swear have been raised in barns because they never shut the back door behind them or the front door. So, like, that's kind of my thing, is like I run around closing doors that I see are open. It's like, oh, so we'll leave this open and close the door. And then I always think whenever I do that, like, I need to put a door on my bedroom. I wonder if you can even lock the doors that belong to you. But I'm not a carpenter or a crafter or anything like that. That's kind of an interesting note about this game is you really only want to be ever caught doing the things that you're kind of specialized in. Because the more you do other things that you're not specialized in, the more you're leveling the skills and things that you don't really care about. Now, that can be, I guess, mitigated. Say, like, I don't want to level artisan at all. What I could do is say, if I hit my skill cap, take all the skills out of this and put it into the stuff I do want to level by pushing this down arrow here. Now, if I want to lock it completely, like, oh, 45 is where I want it to stay, I can put the lock on it, and then no skills will be touched from this place, and only the skills that I want to level up will be leveled. So, I mean, they do have that, and I guess if I didn't want to level anything else, I really could just take probably 10 minutes out of my day and lock every single one of the skills. Well, I guess it wouldn't be 10 minutes. There's only the skills that you have access to, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter as much if you're doing the things that you're not specialized in. But, like, it's a little second note to that note is you do want people that do specialize in that to be doing those things, because it only helps them to do the things that they specialize in so they can get higher skills in those. So, it's kind of like you're shooting in somebody else's lane if you're trying to do stuff that they specialize in. And I don't want to step on any toes or anything. I only want to shoot in my own lane. So, like, if I do want a door, I'll have to be like, hey, carpenter guy, can you make me a door? And then I have to go through, why do you want a door? What's it going to be used for? And all this, that, and the other, because somebody else is controlling that aspect of the game. You have to ask their permission for things. That's the only kind of downside to some of this stuff, is you got to ask permission from other people to do things sometimes. And, like, if you're kind of introverted like I am, if you care a lot more about, like, you know, the one-man wolf pack kind of idea, then it kind of pains you a little bit to have to ask other people to do stuff so you can do stuff. But that's kind of a good thing in a way. Like, it's kind of like a, you know, something that's necessary for you to be kind of social and connected to the people around you. Because if think about it this way, if you ask somebody for permission to do stuff or to make something for you, then in turn, like, they're obliged to do the same back to you. So they're more likely to go out of their way to ask you to do something you're specialized in if you're asking them to begin with. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense or if I explained that properly, but That's kind of the sense I get. It's like, now I know if somebody needs something alchemy related, they won't be afraid to ask me because I've asked them for something. And I think that's the most challenging aspect of Life is Feudal, at least that I've noticed so far. It's just that social aspect. You're really reliant on other people in this game. And you really need them to do their stuff so you can do your stuff. Bever Game said, 9. Elude, come and watch the mine going. Oh, Bever! Bever, you're out there mining? Okay, I've kind of done what I needed to do, so I can literally just maintain this equipment anywhere. So let's go check out what the others have been up to. It looked like Mez was cooking. Mez was doing her cooking thing. It looked like I Got Crazy Pubes is working on his martial skills or his weapons and stuff. Of course, he's kind of all over the place. So one day he'll be hunting. The other day he'll be bowcrafting. The next day he's doing like carpentry. So like he's kind of our jack of all trades. Whereas Bever, the guy I'm about to show you, is our miner. You know what? I've said this many times to myself, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. Every time I leave this gate, I always got to hike around everywhere. I'm going to pull out a little shit horse. We have horses of pretty low quality. Like here's a level, or a quality 32 stallion. I'm going to hop on that and ride out to where Bever is. That way we can at least kind of share what the horse riding experience is. Yar, tally-ho! Alright. Now we need to close the gate behind us because we're not a savage. We weren't raised in a barn. There we go. Bever, here I come. Tally-ho, hi-ho, silver! Away! I think this is the mine. Yeah, there's Bever! He made some steps out of there. Nice. I got trapped in this one day. I was running back, and I was kind of auto-running, and I fell in this hole, and I had to pray for homecoming in order to get out. Then I had to run back out here and look in the hole, and actually get in the hole, or loot my items out of the hole that I had dropped. Hide. I'm still learning some of this stuff. I have to release the horse and then ride it, and then whenever I put it where I want, if I don't care about being encumbered, I'll pick it back up. What's up, Bever? How's it going, my dude? It is my honor. I welcome you.
I'm glad to welcome you.
I'm glad to welcome you. Ha ha ha. You made me laugh. I love that. It's so cool. A little bit of RP there, guys. I want to be able to RP better. I think I would benefit, or the stream would even benefit from a little bit of RP, I think, sometimes. So I'm just going to be out here stalking Bever and maintaining my equipment. Bever's leveling his mining. So as I just went on this rant about not being able to get minerals and stuff, today Bever's mining. So now I feel kind of bad. Zwax, down here in the bottom right corner, you can see him chatting to me. He says, "Hey, Elude." What's up, Bever? And Bever here, if you guys are interested in knowing a little bit more about him, he's from the Netherlands. He also streams. He streams Minecraft. I think maybe he's done Life is Feudal. I don't want to say, like, I'm not sure exactly if he's been streaming Life is Feudal, but he plays it. And he also plays games like EVE Online and Minecraft on Dutch servers. So any of you Dutch folk out there want to see some Minecraft, he's got a lot of videos of that. But definitely check him out. Bever Games is the name of his channel. And that's Bever, B-E-V-E-R, and then Games. You can probably find him pretty easily. He says he needs more pickaxes and shovels. One thing you might want to try is maintaining that equipment. I don't know if you can for tools. You might need to repair it or need a repair kit. But something else you might want to do is... well, actually, that's not something that you can do. Oh, look at this. I've maintained this axe up to 85, and its durability, its top end durability is dropped to 90. So you actually make the durability suffer as you're maintaining your weapons. Even though you're maintaining and getting skills in that, the weapon breaks a lot quicker after, you know, being kind of like shoddily repaired. But that's a good way to level your equipment maintain nonetheless. I'm up to 5 now, and I've repaired 1 axe completely. So if that's the case, then we'll say 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And if I can repair the shelf, that'll be 45, 50. So I'm going to get to about 50 maintain if it continues to track the way it is right now. But there is a such thing as diminishing returns. So the higher you get in something, the less effectively it levels your skills. So I guess that ends up being kind of more of the hardcore aspect of this game, because it really is this kind of hardcore survival, hardcore grinding. Bever says, I'm thinking about streaming it, so he may actually be streaming Life is Feudal, so that's something to keep an eye on. He says, I'm just going to put everything on one thing. Put everything on one thing? Oh, okay. Are you talking about dropping the soil? Yeah, if you create a mound too much in one tile, or one square there, and to give you an idea by what I mean by squares, if I hit F3, you can see kind of like observation mode here, and it explains the orange ones are empty unflattened tiles, the green ones are tiles that have been flattened, and the red tiles are occupied or blocked tiles. And I guess it'll display up to 24 altitude above sea level in meters, and we're about 13.1 altitude above sea level in meters. So the measurement is meters here, so it's the metric system. Now he's going to pile everything up on top of this one, and he's got it up to 14.4 meters high. The nearest squares around it are 13.1 meters high. So what you've already started to see is this 13.3 one is the runoff. So the higher this square or this tile gets stacked, the more it'll run off into the neighboring tiles. And that's important when you're dealing with like giant mounds and you have something built next to it maybe that you're stacking this all up on. You could kind of destroy stuff next to it, I think, if you don't take into account the runoff. Bever says all the loot. Okay. Yeah, if you get any mineral catalysts and stuff, that'll be very useful for me. And I think you also have a chance, maybe it's just like a random chance, to find useful items like rare materials. And I was out in the weeds and I was just picking herbs one day, and I actually got a 70 quality knife from that. And it was like full durability. It was just like, I guess if you had to imagine it in the RP sense, it was just a knife that was laying in the grass that had been long since forgotten, that I just kind of stumbled upon while picking flowers. So that was pretty interesting. I like that. If there's like a random chance to find, you know, kind of items and neat little fancy things that have just been sitting there. That's another kind of cool element about this game. It's got a lot of little things like that that you wouldn't even notice, or that's not even like readily apparent for you to like even realize that that's a thing in the game, that just kind of surprise you. And I kind of like that. I kind of like being surprised and not knowing about these things and then just kind of stumbling upon it like that. It's like, for me, one of the best things about this game is like, it doesn't seem like there's hardly anybody that knows everything about this game. And some of the games I play, like Minecraft or World of Warcraft or any other game, you know, of the ilk, people are data mining because they're so hungry for content and discovery and exploration that the game itself doesn't offer that by the time it reaches the end user's hand or the player's hand. And because everything's already kind of figured out for the player, they can just go out and look up on a third-party website, you know, the cookie cutter process from step 1 to, you know, on up. Each and every detail about the game that they could ever, you know, hope to try to, you know, experience. And that's like, I don't know. It kind of makes the game less interesting to me if it's already all figured out. I like the kind of element of mystery, and I kind of like the idea of exploring and discovering things. And if any game has any chance of that to occur in my Steam library or in my on my PC, Life is Feudal is the closest one that I found that resembles that. And I'm sure there are other games out there that already have like, you know, a lot of mystery and stuff like that that you can kind of discover things. But if there are, I don't know about them. Hey, Bever found me some plant fiber, some one quality plant fiber. You're too kind. Thank you, really, thanks. Thank you.
Hell, I'm glad to welcome you.
Hell, I'm glad. No,
It is my honor.
that's more appropriate. It is my honor. Thanks, Bever. I'll be able to make this into something, I think. So another aspect about this game that I find interesting is the quality. So if you take somebody that's mining specialized like Bever here, and he goes out and gathers plant fiber, you're going to get a lot lower quality of plant fiber than somebody that's nature's lore specialized like myself. Now I'm not the top, you know, bee's knees in nature's lore quite yet because I'm still only skill 80, but I can get up to 100, and all that does is increase the quality of plant fiber that I can find. Among other things, like I guess it's not fair to say all that does, because it also allows me to gather ammo for slings, gather berries, plant fiber, and each rank of the skill offers something new. So this is the first rank, you know, gathering apples and nuts and preparing food and crafting basic items. You could go up, and then this is kind of where I started making my money as an alchemist. I was able to start gathering herbs, which I can then use for like mixing and preparations. And then up to skill 60, all it does is make it easier for me to gather herbs. And I guess I start getting higher quality up to 60 quality herbs. And then further up, pristine herbs, I'll be able to start gathering 100 quality herbs. In the not too distant future, and then on, I get permanent luck bonuses. And I think luck is your ability to, I think, discover those items, like that knife I found. I want to say that might be what it's used for. But then also, I think luck has to do with discovering things like the catalysts that I need, or, you know, whatever else luck affects. Like, I can't tell you. I don't actually know. Bever says, no problem, Elude. We're using local chat. Feels good, man. The only problem is the enemy can hear us. I don't know how far local goes, though. Because, I mean, local could just be in, like, a 20-meter area surrounding us. But then again, it could also mean, like, that entire server. Like, maybe this whole server that we're in can hear us. And I would show you that, but I'm not that noob. So I don't want to get stream sniped, so I'm not going to show you my exact location. And not only to protect myself, but to protect the Forge Marauders as a guild. Like, I don't want you guys to know exactly where the Forge Marauders base is, so I won't show you that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool things about this game. There's a lot of things I'm interested in right now, and a lot of things I'm interested in seeing coming to fruition with the upcoming patch. And I'm hoping the best. I'm cautiously optimistic about it, and kind of what it has the potential to become. And hopefully, with this being the open beta, like, it only improves from here. Like, things like graphic settings, like in an open beta, if you play any kind of alpha or beta of any game, you know that the graphics will get overhauled and revamped as the game starts to get on the roll after its, you know, full retail release. And a good example of that would probably be like World of Warcraft in the past 12 to 14 years. I'm not sure exactly how old it is, but I know it's at least that old. They recently, like very recently, just in the past expansion, finally released an entire graphics overhaul to the spells, the abilities, the character skins. And to be honest, Blizzard's kind of been the standard for MMOs for a long time. Even though, like, they may be falling from that throne, if you listen to any of the news about the most recent expansion, Battle for Azeroth, there's been a lot of... Oh, look! The meads of the gods is suddenly poured over you, and you stand still, awed by the amazing sound. The gods have poured over their celestial chalice, lighting the amber of the cold earth in the middle. So, yeah. I guess I'm becoming a lunatic and hearing voices in my head as this character. Zwack says, digging almost level 30. Oh man, you got some catching up to do. Because Pink Rose is up to, I think, what did Pink Rose say? 60? 60 into smelting and is now able to do armor smith and forging. So you're still in that first iteration, man. Kind of like where my nature's lore was. You got quite a road ahead of you. And I'm hoping too, like while I'm standing here, that I'll see you like break your leg or something with this pickaxe and stuff so I can help you. Legs for hands, Maldives. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, folks? Soggy Noodle 84, I see you there. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm just giving people my kind of first impressions of Life is Feudal here. Legs for hands says, also, where are you? I have a full set of scale armor and Nordic sword for you. Oh, wow, right on. We're out in the little mining area where we had Zwax and Peter out here digging. Zwax is saying, oh, fuck. I don't know what happened, but he seems concerned about something. Yeah, I'm just out here equipment maintaining, watching him dig a hole. Legs for hands says, coming to you, beautiful men. Right on. I'll be here repairing equipment. I'm trying to level my skill and equipment maintain so I can eventually, maybe one day, apply poisons to my weapons. So whenever we're out fighting wolves and shit, I can poison the wolf and maybe potentially taint the meat that we're going to make meals out of. But damn, y'all just showed up. I was about to shut the stream down, to be honest. I've been streaming for an hour just giving kind of like an update because I don't like to be in voice with this game because of the poppling and crackling that goes on while I'm streaming. Of course, like when I hop off the stream, voice is okay. So I was going to still play, but probably not stream. It doesn't matter to me though. Like I'll stay on, and if we got anything interesting to do, I'm more than willing to try to get into some adventures and exploration. And it's kind of cool too that you're gonna pass this stuff off on stream so they can see what it looks like to go from a modest peasant wearing North rags, and I actually crafted myself some wristbands and shoes early on, to being a fully decked out killing machine. Might have to go find me a confrontation, go explore some of the neighboring territories and yell, come at me bro, from the gates. Probably get my shit pushed in pretty quickly because I'm not very high in any kind of combat skills or anything. Ah! There's an armored guy. What's up? Legs fo handos. Look, here's the whole crew here.
It is my honor.
Thank you! Yeah! Dance of joy here. What's up, Maldives? AKA I got, or EGOT, Crazy Pubes. Look at all this. I don't even know if I can. He canceled it out. Aww, cry. I don't know how to cry.
I disagree with you.
He closed the window. I disagree with you. At legs for hands. Yeah, this should help. Stop spamming caps. Oh, no caps, man. That's I don't really get very many people in my chat, so some of these settings may be subject to change. But I set up no caps a long time ago. Fucking move, Sam, you dick. What? I'm not doing anything, bruh. I guess Sam moved you. Let's see, can I use this Nordic sword? Oh, yes, I can. And then I think I just became proficient in... Oh, okay, no, I could start out... Once I get footmen up to 60, I can use this Nordic sword that you've made. And footman uses this. Alright, chat's blowing up now. EGOT says, trying to guild invite. We might have to wait for Brago. Guild invite who? What armor do you need, Zwax? Zwax the Goblin, what armor do you use? Egot says, here's a new recruit. He's just waiting for a guild invite. The same as Elude, says Zwax. Mine getting tomorrow. I need to shoot off. Right on. This is the new recruit, Ortha. Hey, what's up, man?
Hail! I'm glad to welcome you. It is my honor.
Welcome, Otha Tokariski. And thank you, Legs for Hands. Before you take off, thank you very much, man.
By the grace of God.
I'll do a little jig for you. Dee 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 dee. Thank you for the armor. So what we have here is this crew here is we got our newbie. He's the squid, Otha Taraski. This guy I'm only just meeting now as you're witnessing. This is Zwax the Goblin. He's our miner. And here's I Got Crazy Pubes. He's the leader, the stalwart leader of the crew that we're running here in the Forge of Kingdom of Marauders, the Forge Marauders. I am our alchemist slash Healy bitch, and Legzo for Handos is our armor smith weapon creator. And the one person you don't see yet is Pink Rose. But we also have a second blacksmith that I think is specializing in making weapons and tools. And of course our cook, Mez slash Tigbit, way off over yonder, where the light breaks the window, etc. Legsful Hand says, oh man, come raid Nightbot. Silas says, pizza, that's amazing, haha. And Soggy Noodle says, I can't do pizza yet. There is a recipe in the keep I saw. But this is our cook. This is the lady of the fields here. She's been plowing. And Madu says, what? Mary is the leader. Oh, my bad. Mary's the leader. I guess Madus is just the vocal one. He's the voice of the leader. And this is Mary. Humble Mary, quite contrary, plowing her field of way. Yay, Mary!
Grace of God.
It is my honor to eat your food every day. Madu says, I'm just chatty. Right on, man. I get kind of like that in the morning with my coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee, but I drink a 5-hour energy. That gets me going. That's what gets the gears turning. But yeah, this is our crew here, guys. I think with that, we're going to probably hop in chat and hang out with the boys a little bit. And I do implore you, I do encourage you to pick up this game if you're seeing this video and you're not familiar, and give it a go. If not now, at least whenever patch 0.2.0 comes out. That would be an interesting thing for you to experience the grindage. So yeah, Legs for Hands is taking off. I'm also taking off. I'm going to sign off here, but I'm going to be in Discord today, guys. So until next time, folks, I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you later. Peace.